Oh, congratulations to Skubal. And then you just kind of get into, all right, what does this mean moving forward? Did Skubal sneak up on anybody last year? And I mean that, I just mean on a start-in, start-out basis. Did he have the respect where you were getting everybody's A game, everybody's attention? Because he'd only once in his career thrown more than 21 games, started more than 21 games. And that was his second season. He started 29. Then it was 21, 15, and then last year 31. So it isn't a shock to us because we saw him have a 2.8 ERA and a 0.9 whip, but he's 7-3, had some injuries. So I do think there's a little bit of an element of, at the beginning of this season, well, he was living up to what we probably were aware of, and I'm sure people in the game were, but it's a little bit different when you're the Cy Young Award winner. He has your attention from day one next year, right?
Without question. He better. He's outstanding and a workhorse, and I think he's a player that wants more of a workload. And yet I totally understand why the Tigers be cautious with it because of all the injuries he's had in his career. But he is.
Didn't he have 2 arm events at Seattle?
I think he did, and then he's had a couple of things happen since being a Tiger.
And that's University of Seattle, or Seattle University, not the Mariners.
Correct.
That's where he was in college. For people who don't know, that's what I'm referencing. Now, I'm not saying that hitters are taking him lightly. I think everybody knew he was good. But I just think it hits different when you're facing the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner. Would you not agree?
That it affects teams psychologically?
Yeah. Now, could it affect them negatively? Could they be like, holy crap, this is the Cy Young guy? I mean, there's a professional hitters, but you're facing the Cy Young Award winner. You at full attention.
I think it really depends on the individual. I think some rookies might feel that way, might feel a little starstruck at first, and then, okay, I just struck out on 4 pitches. Let's get locked in here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that affects veterans. I imagine it might affect some. It'll have different effects on different people. I don't know if you can universally say one way or the other. But we as fans, when we can say that we've got the Cy Young Award winner on our team, it feels pretty good. You can be chesty about it. And because he is in his late 20s, this is the prime of his career. And so we feel like this is going to be here for a while. This is sustainable. This is not a flash in the pan type thing. This isn't some guy that showed up out of nowhere for one season or one half season, lit the world on fire, and then completely disappeared. This is a guy who you feel like, okay, so starting with 2023, that maybe through 2030, this guy could be the best pitcher in baseball.
So let's go back to our experience with this. And when Justin Verlander, should we look at Justin Verlander when he was 28, or should we look at Justin Verlander in his fifth season? Probably his 5th season, 3, 4, 5.
It's going to be pretty good.
Justin Verlander's 5th season, he went 19-9, 3.45 ERA, and a 1.18 WHIP. Okay. Skubal in his 5th season went 18-4, 2.39 ERA, 0.92 WHIP. So Skubal in his 5th season was better than Verlander in his 5th season. And Verlander
pitched a lot more in his 5 years
a lot more
than Skubal, because Skubal's been banged up each and every year, it feels like. And Verlander had, a couple starts that first year. So his real rookie year was 2006 when they went to the World Series, and it was good. The next year and the year, maybe it was the 3rd year, was when it really started to kick in. But, he was pitching 200 innings.
Yeah. So if you look back when JV won the Cy Young, that was
the first time.
That was 2011. Was it 2011? Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, it was 2011.
So that's 6 years into his.
Yeah, and that year he went 24-5 with a 2.4 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP. Wow, look at that. ERAs to ERA. Skubal in his Cy Young year, 2.39. Verlander in his Cy Young year, 2.4. Skubal's WHIP in his Cy Young year, 0.92. Verlander's WHIP, 0.92.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between ERA and WHIP is 1/10 of a point on ERA.
Do you have both guys up there so you can make the comparison? What about innings pitched?
Innings pitched.
Because I imagine Verlander's like 240.
Verlander was 251 that year, and Skubal this year was 192.
See, and this is today's baseball. Will Skubal get past 200 innings this upcoming season? Maybe, but not much past it because that's just how managers are treating pitchers now. They don't go later. It's not that long ago that Justin Verlander was routinely throwing 230 to 260 innings a season, but that's not baseball anymore.
Crazy thing about Verlander is he went 8 years after he won 24 games, 8 years before he won 20 again. Didn't win 20 again until 2019, and he won the Cy Young again. Although I would say I would love to have that 8-year interim for Skubal, like winning the Cy Young. And if he does after what, because Verlander still had some really good years mixed in. Then there was some injuries, 2015. But he wasn't, after winning the Cy Young, he went from 24 wins to 17 to 13 to 15 to 5 to 16 to 10 to 5. Well, that last 5 was with Houston, so I'm just talking about his time in Detroit. I hope he doesn't have any kind of significant drop-off at this point, Skubal.
Of course. Yep. Of course not.
Yep.
And at the same time, I'm hoping they sign him to an extension.
Of course, and that's